Okay. Good evening. Calling to order the Revere School Committee meeting of June 17, 2025. We'll all rise and salute the flag. Ms. McCarver, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Bronston Rizzo. Mr. Caggiano.
Here.
Mr. Kingston.
Here.
Mrs. Milbury Ellis.
Present.
Ms. Monterosso. Mr. Sinella. Mayor Keefe.
Here. We have a quorum. I just want to mention that Ms. Rizzo is ill this evening, and we send her our well wishes. And as everyone who's probably aware, School Committee woman Monterosso is a new mom, and she's with her home with her child and her husband. So congratulations to Ms. Monterosso. Mr. Kingston?
Motion to take the calendar out of order, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So just for the viewing audience, we know that there are a lot of people here this evening regarding the school's budget, Ways and Means Subcommittee, and just to give a report out, so we don't want to make you stay here all evening. I think that we'll be able to give you a synopsis and be able to get to some finality on that, as well as some of the transportation-related conversations. So, Mr. Kingston.
Motion from the Committee of the Whole regarding student transportation at the middle and high school levels to approve the changes.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. McCarver?
Mr. Caggiano.
Yes.
Mr. Kingston.
Yes.
Ms. Milbury Ellis.
Yes.
Mr. Sinella.
Yes.
Mayor Keefe.
Yes. Motion passes. Mr. Kingston?
Motion to discuss the budget for the 25-26 school year. Dr. Kelly has a recommendations.
Second.
Do you want to hear Dr. Kelly's recommendation? Okay. Okay. Ms. Kelly?
Sure. So as we all know, it's been a particularly contentious budget season this year. We always struggle with budget, but in the last couple of years, we've had the benefit of the Student Opportunity Act, and I am incredibly grateful to our state and local legislators who made that happen. This year, a little bit earlier than we anticipated, we hit a bit of a fiscal cliff, and I'm very grateful to Mr. Cruz and the past school committee members who worked with us to make sure that we were prepared for any kind of a rainy day like this. And I know it was definitely my intention, and also that of the committee, not to dip into those reserve funds this year. We were hoping that wouldn't happen until next year or even the year after. And what came out of that, of course, were the suggested budget and position eliminations that we talked about through the Ways and Means Committee. And most recently, last week, there was, I forget, Mr. Kingston, if it was our fourth or fifth. We've had a number of meetings, but at the most recent one, I know that some of the people in the audience here were a little bit taken aback by some of the suggestions that were made. I know that the committee certainly has the right to have their input into what should be in the budget and what shouldn't be in the budget, and I think that we've come to a consensus in the weeks since then and a better understanding of how we can collaborate together to make those decisions. So just a very brief overview of what the budget is going to look like. It will be as the school department had proposed it in our version 4.0 a couple of weeks ago, with the addition of the positions that the committee had requested, including the civics coach position, the adaptive PE at the elementary level, and 4 health aides. Dr. Gallucci and I met with Ms. Herwig, or Mrs. Foley, this morning to start talking about what that redistribution of health aides might look like and where they can best benefit. We'll be following up with principals after this meeting on that. And to counterbalance those positions being added back into the budget, which came out to about $387,000. we have identified a number of other cuts that are much less personnel intense than might have been suggested last week that we've recommended to the school committee, including a $10,000 cut to some overtime budgets that we had for the finance office where we're not in a negotiations year. I think that's a prudent cut to make. We're looking at funding the REL differently than we had planned. We were, as we have before, we're trying to reboot that committee, and we hoped to do that work outside of the school day, but we're going to find a way to do it perhaps through director meetings or principal meetings or some other time that we have during the school day that won't result in an additional cost. We are reducing our teacher fellow positions. Those are full-time student teachers that we had in partnership with Salem State University. That's something that we can look for grant funding that hopefully will offset that, but it's something that we can't look at in this budget right now. I know Dr. Mokaba will be searching for those grants over the summer. There is financing out there for future teacher programs, so we're optimistic that we might be able to find something. And there were a few other small budget cuts, 12,000 here, 15,000 here, 8,000 there. Probably the two bigger things. One is we had budgeted $33,000 for newcomer summer programs. We do have some money in a grant already to pay for newcomer summer programs, so we're going to continue with that. It won't be as extensive a program as we've had in the past, but we also have not had the influx of students that we typically have at this point in the year, so we feel comfortable making that reduction. And then I'll also be looking to work with the principals as our enrollment adjusts itself over the summer to find 2 additional teaching positions, but we'll figure out what those are as enrollment dictates and as we continue our scheduling work across all of the schools. And so what that means is that some of the suggestions that folks might have heard last week that weren't necessarily what we were thinking was best right now for the school district, those positions will stay intact. And I think that's pretty much everything.
Thank you for the explanation. And I will also just echo some of the comments. You know, we know that this was a difficult session coming in, and we definitely came in a little later because, you know, we remember half the year we were negotiating contracts, which was aggressive but really good and a good, fruitful conversation. And as we got right into budgets, you're just seeing what's happening with state aid, and you're also seeing what's happening in, you know, some of the unknowns were honestly the big killers for us were insurance costs and transportation costs throughout the district that just have spiraled out of control. Not anyone's fault, but just these are uncontrollables that we had to deal with. So they definitely made our decisions difficult. But you know, some of the fiscal prudence that you've shown and Matt and the team have shown over the last few years to bank some money is nice. That they're able to only dip into the reserves for $1.7 million. It sustains some of that cliff funding for the next 3 to 4 years, and that's the goal for the committee. Is we're all committed over the next 12 months. So when this budget, if this budget is passed, is to use the next 12 months to really figure out what next year's budget looks like, so that we can have conversations a lot earlier and really listen and make decisions together. I do want to compliment, when times get tough, you sometimes see the best and sometimes you see the worst. We really saw some of the best in the district. We got emails and calls from a lot of people, and there was zero finger pointing. It was all advocacy, it was all explanations and giving us a good understanding of what your days are like. And that gives us good decision-making material, but there was never once vitriol or finger pointing to, you know, my job is more important than this person's job. It was really just a good explanation. And I think the committee did a really nice job of listening and understanding, taking a deep breath, and making thoughtful choices. So, you know, I think that there's a motion on the floor to adopt the budget as presented by Dr. Kelly with the reinstatements of some of the proposed cuts, and those were just proposals, and you know, I'm in full support. So I'll just say that. I don't know if any of the council has any, or any of the committee has any conversation. Any other discussion? Okay. So, okay, so this is an open public hearing regarding the budget, and I will ask if anyone wants to come up in opposition So we'll do proponents first. So if any proponents want to come up, or if you want to just, show a brief show of hands and come on up, you have all the time you want, 2 minutes or so, but come on up. Proponents. No? Okay. Hearing and seeing none, we'll close that side of the hearing. Any opponents to the budget as proposed? Feel free to come on up if you'd like. Sounds like we have a pretty satisfied group. That's good. Fantastic. Hearing and seeing none, we're going to close that side of the hearing. We have a motion on the floor? So moved. Roll call, Ms. McCarver?
Sorry, one clarifier. So you will need to vote the budget by
series, yeah.
series,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Do you want to call it by series, Dr. McCarver? Do you want Matt to come up and help with that? Because, where's Matt?
I think Matt went home for the night.
He left? All right. You want to call it? Oh, we have the way, yeah,
I
okay.
can't
John,
say
there you go,
unbelievable.
John.
The budget is broken up into series. Series 1,000 is administration. Salary, $2,539,539. Non-salary, $1,138,890, for a total of $3,678,429.
Mr. Caggiano?
Make a motion to accept?
Second.
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Miss Milbury Ellis?
Yes,
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes. Motion passes.
2000 series instructional services. Salary, $81,975,073. Non-salary, $4,153,738. Total, $86,128,811.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
I am unable to vote on this due to a family matter.
Mrs. Milbury Ellis?
yes,
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes. Motion's approved.
The next series, 3,000, other student services. Salary, $5,256,573. Non-salary, $8,874,964, for a total of $14,131,537.
motion to approve?
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Mrs. Milbury Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes. Motion passes.
Next series is student services. Oh, next sub-category. No, I have to read the, yeah, sorry. Student services, 31 to 3,200, $2,567,466, $47,775, $2 million.
No, that's the sub.
Oh, I
of the,
apologize.
of the
Oh, I
other,
apologize.
correct.
My
Yep.
my apologies.
No worries.
I'm sorry. Series 4,000, my apology. Operational plant and maintenance, $2,490,328. Non-salary, $7,500,931, for a total of $9,991,259.
Make a motion to accept?
Second,
Roll call?
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Miss Milbury Ellis?
yes,
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes.
Series 5,000, benefits and insurance. Salary, $537,000. Non-salary, $550,000, for a total of $1,087,000.
motion to approve?
Second?
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Miss Milbury Ellis? Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes.
Series 7,000, capital investment, non-salary, $100,000, for a total of $100,000.
Make a motion to accept?
Second,
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Miss Milbury Ellis?
yes,
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes.
Series 9,000, tuitions, non-salary, $16,450,000, total, $16,450,000.
motion to approve?
Second?
Mr. Kingston? Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Ms. Milbury Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes.
Appropriation, salary, $92,798,513. Non-salary, $38,768,523, for a total of $131,567,036.
Make a motion to accept?
Second?
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Ms. Milbury Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes. No, the rest is,
Just explanatory, correct?
yeah, that's city funding, additional city funding from a separate.
Just for the edification of the audience and anyone else, anyone watching on YouTube, the total net school spending is $159,415,532. Thank you.
Just, again, I know you probably, some of you have heard all those numbers, and I'm sure I see some young students in the audience, and so just understand there's a lot of money that goes into our schools, and there's a huge investment from our community, so appreciate your parents helping with that, because they're the ones that bear the burden, and everyone else, the taxpayers of the residents of the city, so thank you. It's a big number, $159 million, and it's actually big, more than that, as you all know, but appreciate the committee doing their due diligence over the last 2 weeks and really working hard at this, so great job. We want to take a brief recess to allow people, if they want to leave, or if they want to grab a quick chat, we'll be happy to do that. So, motion to recess, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll be back in 5 minutes. We're back to regular. Do you want to stay out of order? We should go back to regular business. Okay. Do we have a motion, Mr. Sinella? A second? Second. All in favor? Okay. All right, great. So, welcome back. We are going to go to our second item on the agenda, recognition. And are we not recognizing anyone? Shame. Okay. We'll recognize you for the hard work on the budget, and Matt, okay? How's that? All right, we have the consent calendar. Good motion.
You need a motion to approve?
That'd be good.
Motion to approve consent calendar?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Well, motion to,
No, we have to-
roll call?
It says vote required.
Yep. Roll call?
Mr. Caggiano?
Absent.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Ms. Milbury Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes. Okay. There's no student report, and now we have public speak. I know that we did it a little bit out of order, but if anyone wishes to speak on any items on the agenda tonight, feel free to come on up. You'll have 2 minutes. Anyone? All right, hearing and seeing none, we'll close public speak. Superintendent report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have 3 reports to the school committee tonight. In the first one, we're very excited to invite our friends from the Hill School. I know Principal Martell is here with her assistant principals and several of their students who are going to talk to us about high fives and deep dives into learning at the Hill School.
I have lots of friends with me here tonight. I'm very excited about. Mayor Keefe, Dr. Kelly, Dr. McCoburn, school committee members, thank you so much for having us here tonight. We are here to talk about 2 exciting initiatives that we embarked upon this year. One of them is the Hill School High Five Helpers, and the other one is our Deeper Learning project done by our 4th grade team. So to start with the High Five Helpers, you can keep going, 2 more slides. So we wanted to increase leadership opportunities for students at the Hill School. We've had a student council that's been running for several years, and it runs really effectively, but that's a limited number of students that we get to participate in that. So we wanted to allow more students to have a leadership opportunity at the Hill School. So we developed a High Five Helpers program that is an opportunity to promote leadership, and these students would work with younger students in the building. So we had 5th graders who, during their WIN block, instead of going to an extra PE or an extra art class, they embarked in the High Five Helper program. And some of the activities that they participated in were they did math centers and kindergarten classes, and they helped with recess and lunch with the 1st and the 2nd graders. So when we were outside in the nice weather, they were supervising games, organizing activities for the kids to do at recess, and helping them open the milks in the cafeteria, and just sitting down and talking with the younger kids. Okay, you can go to the next slide, please. We had over 60 students that were able to participate in this throughout the school year, and we have about 120 total 5th graders, so half of them were able to participate in this program. They had to interview with an administrator and talk about their strengths and their skills and why they thought they would be a good fit. And throughout the year, we had mini trainings with them and talked to them about how to work with students that might be having conflict. How would they mediate that? How would they get the adult involved to help with that? I don't think we had too many conflicts, thankfully. And I have Shawnery here who's going to talk about her personal experience as a High Five Helper.
I'm Shawnery Castillo, a former High Five Helper, and I am a 5th grader at the Hill School. My job as a High Five Helper was helping kindergartners with math. One thing I liked about it was sharing my intelligence with them. I got to go to their classroom 2 days a week to help with ST Math and do some math games. I even made up a game for Valentine's Day. I really enjoyed having a leadership position at my school.
Next, we have one of my 4th grade teachers, Carrie McKinnon, who's going to talk about the McMacken Playground project, and we have some students that will join her.
Hello, I'm Carrie McKinnon. I teach fourth grade ELA at the Hill School. We had an awesome opportunity this year to look at McMacken Field and see how we could take what is there and turn it into an awesome playground and resource. So we were lucky enough to have Mayor Keefe as well as Tom from the planning department come in and talk to our students about what this looks like, what has already been done, and what needs to be done. And the students were really able to take that and connect everything that we're learning this year into their community and into the world around them. It was really cool. They got to go on Canva and design invitations. They got to write proposals. They looked a lot at budgets and what it would cost and how much employees would be. So they'll explain a little bit more about what they did, but it was a great start and we're excited to do it again next year.
Hello, I am Emmy and this is Gennaro. We are excited to tell you about our playground project. We are tasked with designing a park at McMacken Field with a budget of $2,500,000. We had a lot of different steps and a lot of work to do. We had to hire employees, figure out how much fill we needed, and get prices for all of our supplies. My favorite part was designing the invitation with templates on Canva. My favorite part was buying materials for the field and using the links to research. Thank you for listening and have a great night.
The last couple slides just talk a little bit more about the program, but I think you got the gist from them. Do you have any questions for any of our students?
I live right up the street from McMacken, and I appreciate your efforts very much. I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but it was kind of a mess, and my thanks to Mayor Keefe and his crew. There's an awful lot of work being done there, and it's very exciting. So, but I think that's great that you guys did that, and I'm very impressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Milbury Ellis? Oh,
I'm going to ask a question to the kids.
Yes, good.
So tell me, what was the most difficult part of all of this work that you put into this project? What did you find the toughest part of it?
Like doing the math and stuff.
Yeah, math is tough work, huh?
And then like seeing how much square feet you needed for the field.
Oh, yeah. Tough stuff. Well, kudos to you boys and to the other student as well. Good job. And to your teachers. Great oral speaking. I imagine that we'll probably see you guys as you grow, coming back and speaking before us. Good job.
Any one of those three could be in that chair someday right over there. So.
We'll keep it warm. And Ms. McKinnon, when we do the groundbreaking for McMacken, pay attention. It's going to probably be towards the end of the summer, okay? Even though we've officially started the work, we'll have a ceremonial groundbreaking. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, school counseling presentation.
So the next item on the superintendent's report is a presentation about, from our school counseling program, which we do each year at this time, to share a bit with the school committee and with the community on things like where our kids are going to school, what they've been up to, what their plans are for the future. And we begrudgingly welcome Mrs. Finn to her last school committee meeting. And I also want to take just a quick moment to introduce Lillian Parker, who's been named her successor in the administrative role overseeing all of these programs. And I will find your.
Thank you, Dr.
I don't know what just happened. Hold on.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Tonight, I am going to focus on the overview of some school counseling goals and the district improvement plan, some early college updates with one of our fabulous class of 2026 soon-to-be grads who was part of our first early college cohort of students, and then go through some highlights, college and career highlights, and some celebrations for the class of 2025. And so the next slide goes through 4 of the goals in general. Next one, sorry, Dr. Kelly. They Our goals this year revolved around our external learning opportunities, practices, counselors, opportunities for students that are open to all students. The first one is about increasing robust internship opportunities this year. In 24-25, we had over 180 Revere High School students participate in the internship program, which was up by over 35 students from last year. We also had students participate in dual enrollment opportunities, which is separate from early college. Dual enrollment are just the singleton courses, elective courses that students take at various schools, including Salem State, North Shore, Bunker Hill, Ben Franklin Institute, and Suffolk, and also UMass Lowell this year as well. And also our increased opportunities in connection with the VOC and local trade unions. And just to back up one step too, in dual enrollment this year, we had 220 students take courses at the schools that I had listed, which is an increase. We were just under 200 last year. And so those dual enrollment opportunities at each of those schools are funded through either the Commonwealth dual enrollment programming, separate from early college funding, state funding, or privately from schools like Suffolk and Franklin Cummings, formerly Ben Franklin Institute. So we feel fortunate to have those opportunities for more and more of our students each year. In addition to the early college program, so the next slide is that. Our early college and dual enrollment, again, those singleton courses students can elect to take either in place of a course within their day or as an additional fifth class. And early college students find out about it in 9th grade. They apply and opt into starting early college as a sophomore cohort. The goal in each cohort is 75 students, which we're proud that this, our third year in the program, we have hit with our current 10th grade students. The class of 2026, 27, 28, the numbers are there. And then, so for students who started in the cohort, like Bradley here, which will be 2 years ago, his sophomore year, there's up to $9,500 in savings and transferable credit that students will get, whether they continue their education at the community colleges or to a 4-year private or public school. So we're extremely proud of that. And we look to grow that next year. We have our rising seniors have the opportunity to be on campus at the Danvers North Shore Community College, or they could stay at the high school, take their college classes on Revere High School's campus along with other high school courses, internships on the site here. So our next steps are to continue to build the junior and senior cohorts, have some seats available. So we're looking at students who would benefit from those seats, and then building up the 75 students through first semester next year, so rising sophomores. We'll have advisory lessons and planning that goes on to prepare them for college classes that start second semester next year. And so at this time, I'm going to turn the mic over to Bradley, one of our fabulous class of 2026 students, to share some of his experiences in early college.
Hello, my name is Bradley. I am of the first cohort. I'm going to be speaking about my experience as one of the first students. And as Ms. Finn Diana went over, I am saving a lot of money by doing this dual enrollment, basically. But there's also minor things, such as the information I kind of gained from the classes, working with actual professors. I learned how to conduct my first research paper, which helped me learn about different things like citations, Chicago style. I also were able to take a variety of different classes, like public speaking. Never did that before. But I was able to do presentations, speak in front of a class. I really appreciated that. But also minor things outside of the classes. For example, I know over the summer there was chances to take online classes on top of the courses that we already had. That was to build up more credits. I personally didn't because I had other stuff to do over the summer, but that was still an amazing resource that was able for other students. There were also things like community service hours for students after they finish their classes for college. Again, I didn't take it. I already have my community service hours, but that's still an amazing resource. And also, what I like the most is that the college courses and the credits actually count as AP, meaning instead of the average 1 point that you would be getting, you'd be getting 1.2. That kind of broadened my horizon to take opportunities to take chances at higher grade colleges, basically. My GPA looks better a lot, basically, and I can kind of look forward into what type of colleges I want to take, whether those are higher colleges, good colleges, even top ones. But basically, the program has helped me a lot, giving me opportunity to look ahead of what I didn't think I was able to during freshman year. And from now, I'm going to leave it open to any questions for if any of you have anything for me.
Mr. Caggiano?
Congratulations. If I may ask, how many credits have you taken towards it? What are you, in your first year? or-
I don't know the exact number, but it is the 36 to 40, around those types of credits
Okay.
for college. Yeah.
That's very good. And are you thinking more of a community college or
No,
going on to a four-year?
I'm going to a 4-year college.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good public speaking here in front of a crowd,
Thank you.
right? Not bad. Good job. You're on a good path, and so you have one more year. I look forward to seeing you cross the stage next year then.
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you.
All right.
Oh, Ms. Milbury Ellis.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, those experiences that you described were not minor at all. In fact, they're gonna carry you through your life. Public speaking is huge. It's so difficult to get up and speak before people, and I'm sure, the more that you do it, the more comfortable you get, but isn't that wonderful exposure to have these opportunities to experience things that you probably never would have even thought about experiencing. So this is all good stuff. Kudos to you. Congratulations. It's wonderful to see a young person with a head on their shoulders that is thinking so far ahead and really has his stuff together. So this is really impressive. Awesome program. I wish we had it. I love the fact that you're going to be saving a ton of money. And I wish you all the best luck in the future.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome, thank you so much. So the last two slides are highlights from this year, some college and career alumni panels we had in medicine, education. We were also happy to partner with the city on a trade fair that this year we included a panel for faculty members, counselors, administrators, student support specialists to come in and learn about the different trades. There were 20 to 25 different trade unions and companies who were there to present, and I know it was a learning experience for everyone that participated. And then to follow up was a more traditional trade fair where students elected to meet with trades that they were interested in. And I know a follow-up to this next year is using that information that if students were interested in Local 12, for example, bringing that local in during their open enrollment period and walking the students through that process, because it's very detailed, very time sensitive. It can be who you know and secretive in some ways. And so we're happy to open that up to all students so that they can apply in a way that is timely and puts their best foot forward, just like we do for our 2 and 4 year students. And then a couple of other highlights. We had over 30 field trips to college and career sites open to all students, not just juniors and seniors this year. So we were happy for that. Some of our partners, our Minds Matter, Passport to College, and Mass Hire, work with individuals and groups of students for college and career prep after school hours. Passport to College works specifically with early college students, and they work with small group and individual students for financial aid support, which we know is incredibly important. And so the last slide is kind of the shout out to our class of 2025 students. These are our student reported numbers. So over 70% report attending a 2 or 4 year school. So that's 31% for a 2 year, 41% for a 4 year, and then working 24% undecided, around 3, and the armed services just under 1%. And so these numbers will compare at the end of semester 1 with Edwin numbers when those come out to see and to identify students who did make it on day one and fully matriculate to a school or to do what they said they were going to do, and then reach out to those students who didn't quite make the connection between high school and college. And so some highlights there. All of the UMasses were represented, Mass State Colleges, Bunker Hill, North Shore, and then extremely proud of the list of schools there from Harvard to Tufts, BU, Colby, UConn, just, you can read them there. They go on beyond that too, but I didn't want to take up too much time. And so just in closing, I wanted to highlight the supports that the students have now, the smaller caseloads the counselors have now, the external learning opportunities counselors who take the opportunities and bring them to students, to all students. And so I think that, and advanced level coursework that's open to all students. And so whether that's dual enrollment, early college, AP, open to all students. And I feel like that contributes to the various opportunities that students take advantage of, whether it's high level 4-year school, 2-year community college, anywhere in between. So extremely proud as always of our graduates. So thank you.
Thank you, Diana. We really, really appreciate it. I'm going to miss you. Lillian's going to fill your shoes, though. Mr. Mayor, the next item on the superintendent's report is a presentation by the Paul Revere School, and Principal Coyle is here, and Assistant Principal Squitieri is here.
Squitieri.
Oh, sorry.
We're going back in time.
That's my 30-year-old, my 30 years ago brain. Sorry.
I can still answer to that.
And Mrs. Quirk are here to talk about the Paul Revere Innovation Plan, which is up for renewal this year and needs the approval of the school committee. The full plan was sent to you, but they have a briefer, I can't even talk anymore, briefer PowerPoint to share.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us here tonight. We're excited to share with you the innovation plan that will be for the next 5 years. So the innovation plan, you actually can select different numbers of years for which you want to apply. Historically, Paul Revere has always done a 5-year cycle. We're going to continue on that 5-year cycle. So the plan and the initiatives that we're going to lay out for you today actually represent the work we want to achieve over the years 2025, so starting this upcoming fall. And honestly, some of this work has already started, leading us all the way to the end of the 29-30 school year. So on our agenda today, which is the next slide, we are going to go over 5 key initiatives that we're going to be putting in place in our school. The first one is purposeful play. The second one is the learning pit, zones regulation, student-led conferences, and then finally a revised club structure. I'm actually obviously very motivated and excited to hear the different things that were shared tonight. Particularly, I like what the Hill School is doing. We're doing similar work with our grade 5 leadership team, but there is a lot of stuff that you're doing that I'm probably gonna reach out over the summer to learn more about. But then I really want to just have everyone kind of think a little bit about the initiatives that we're putting in place at the Paul Revere and how that actually connects to the work that's being done at the high school. Because there is a through line, and this is what our goal is, right? Is through these initiatives to be able to develop learners and develop students that actually love learning, that are intrinsically motivated, and that can believe they can do anything. And so listening and watching Bradley, to me, was a very moving moment of saying, oh, okay, we're doing the right thing. So you might disagree, but I don't think you will. When we go through these tonight, this is the energy that went into the plan that we're gonna lay out tonight. So with this, we came up with a new mission and vision statement. We're going to read through these very quickly, but the new mission statement for the Paul Revere says that the Paul Revere School is committed to providing an individualized and authentic education to all students in an inclusive setting by amplifying student identity, voice, and choice, building and maintaining positive relationships within our school community, promoting rigorous and relevant learning through innovation and collaboration, and finally, fostering a safe and diverse community to cultivate lifelong learners and leaders. And so we are trying to gauge the work that we're doing and saying, as we go through these initiatives, do they connect back to this mission and then particularly also to the vision, which is now on the next slide. So to be an inclusive and innovative community of scholars who contribute to our society in a meaningful way. The vision is meant to be kept simple and clear because we want it to be something that people remember and can actually can put this into your work. It's not just something to live on a page. So I'm not going to go too far into Initiative 1. I already did a full presentation on this back in March, I believe it was. But essentially, this is the Playful Learning Grant. We have, it's called the Playful Learning Institute. We're calling it Purposeful Play in grades K through 5. The idea behind purposeful is making sure to delineate that this is not just kids playing and having fun, but that there's always going to be a learning target associated with the play that is taking place in the classroom. Separating this out into 3 different pieces, the initiative itself we just described, there's going to be 6 core strategies that teachers are going to learn. And that's going to be, they're DESE endorsed, and they're actually being provided by DESE through the grant program that we're participating in. The way we're going to implement it is a really slow rollout. We're looking to add some different grade levels each year in different classes and content areas as we go through that. The overarching idea is that by the end of the, by the start of the 28-29 school year, all grade levels and all content areas will be implementing some of these core strategies that integrate playful learning into their classes. The intended outcome is that students will be intrinsically motivated, they're going to work on communication skills, and that they're going to really strive to grow and learn. So by having fun, we're going to trick them into learning and to really love it too. So that's the goal, and I think we'll get there. The next piece is called the Learning Pit. This makes the most sense with a visual. I don't have a visual for you tonight, but there is a link in the presentation. In the Learning Pit really talks about how can we purposely complicate the learning, but not in a way that we're just trying to like be annoying, but really to drive interest and to make the kids want to figure something out. So how do we get them to really to look at that like that like cognitive, like the confusion and the close confusers, and say, oh wait, I know a resource and I know a way I can figure this out, or hey, I think Miss Quirk might be really good at this. I'm going to talk to her about it, and really get them to get used to being in that place of ambiguity and learning, and that place of productive struggle where they start to feel the satisfaction and the urge to push their way through it. And this is going to be woven into everything that we do, all of our lesson planning. And the goal that we have is that this is going to be the foundational planning tool that teachers should use. They need to look at, when I'm teaching my lessons today and I'm trying to teach these standards, how am I going to get these students into the learning pit? How am I going to put them in a place where they have to navigate a challenging situation, where it's a non-routine question that's being asked, or where it's just a piece of new information that they themselves actually have the power and control to be able to find and use resources to be able to get those answers. And so that's going to be our ongoing message. Teachers have been trained in this throughout the school year. They've had an extensive amount, 8 hours of planning or training with this through a team that we put together of teachers that actually are from our school and actually did their own research and were able to implement and create professional development. This work is already actually being used now at the new teacher orientation, and it's something that we're really proud of, and something that I know in my work during the professional learning community for administrators this year, a lot of the other principals are tapping on me for some resources and would like to talk about it over the summer. It's great work that I think I'm excited to share that with people. So this is going to look like a consistent language across all staff, and something that everybody knows, and it's the way that we talk and it's the way that we do our work. Students will also have that level of familiarity. There'll be stuff posted in classrooms, and it's just going to be a basic expectation. I'm in your way.
That's all right. Get a hook. Well, we already cleared the room. I don't know what that means.
I thought they were all here for us, and I was like, budget? Come on.
That camera.
You look great.
The third initiative is the zones of regulation and social thinking. We have talked at this meeting and previous meetings and over time of the importance of social emotional learning, and how we need to make sure we're addressing our students' social emotional needs in order for them to be able to achieve academically. For this plan, we will train all of our staff in zones of regulation. We use it in pockets, and our counselors are trained and have experience with it, but we are going to make this a school-wide focus, again, to create that common language around what are our emotions, how are we feeling, and there's a whole color-coded system so that kids are going to be able to identify which zone they're in and what strategies and tools they have to self-regulate. Like the Learning Pit, there'll be universal signage in all the classrooms and offices and learning spaces so that kids know that it is that expectation around the school that this work is important and that we have systems and strategies in place to support our kids to stay regulated and strategies to self-regulate and what they can do when they become dysregulated. And the reason why this is so important to us to have this is in our plan is just that we have seen in the post-COVID years that, our students have come to us with higher social emotional needs. It is leveling off. We've seen things getting better as time goes by, and we think our kids and adults are ready to have this throughout the building to continue to support that work. The next initiative, we're really excited about student-led conferences. I think like many of the schools in the district, we have traditionally done a parent or caregiver teacher conference where a parent comes in, sits with a teacher for about 10 minutes, share some information, and then leave. And although over time those have been well attended, we haven't really been able to measure the positive outcome of the meetings in that structure. So for our new innovation plan, we are going to be implementing student-led conferences, piloting first with our 5th grade students in conjunction with our family engagement committee to roll this out so that the student will become not just part of the conference, but at the forefront of the conference. And the reason why we feel this is important is it allows the student agency to use their voice to share with the important grown-ups in their life, what is meaningful about school to them. So they'll be able to select, set goals and share progress to their goals with their teachers and caregivers. And the 5th and final initiative is our revised club structure. You may remember that we have enrichment clubs at the Paul Revere School where all of our teachers offer either a before or after school enrichment opportunity. Topics are varied, but one thing that we have found that's missing is an opportunity for parents or caregivers to engage in those club structures with their children and in line with the purposeful play, sort of teaching that importance of, parents understanding how the kids are learning and these opportunities for more hands-on engaging experiences for everyone in our school community. So we're going to modify our current club structure to have some staff propose opportunities where it could be a caregiver and student enrichment club to be able to build those authentic relationships with school staff and caregivers.
So throughout all of this, we've always tried to connect with the staff as a whole to understand where they are in their thinking and do they feel like the different initiatives and the work that we're trying to do is heading in the right direction. You might recall that previously I've already shared with you information about when we applied for our Playful Learning Grant. We asked, some questions about like how the teachers would feel this work would impact students. We gave them a bunch of categories. Teachers felt overwhelmingly positive about that, and so we did end up applying for the grant. This is really just a reflection now of how the staff feel about the new innovation plan. So the first piece of data just talks about does this plan effectively support the mission and vision statement? You can see that 4 and 5 are the categories only categories selected, and those are representing agree or strongly agree, so the staff are very much in favor. On the next slide, we talk about that it will bolster staff collaboration around research-based practices that support students' academic and social development. Again, mostly in the 4 and 5 category, with staff feeling overwhelmingly positive about this. And then with the next one, it is, do they feel that this innovation plan in and of itself is the best next step forward for our school? And overwhelmingly, again, the staff feel very much in agreement that this is the best next step forward for our school. So we're excited to be able to continue this work. Bianca is going to give you a little more, and then we're almost done, I promise.
And within that same survey, the teachers, the staff had an opportunity to share comments. You'll see here the positive comments that were made by our teachers and the excitement around the plan that we came up with. Kudos to the whole staff, because everyone does have a hand in helping to create this plan and brainstorm ideas and make them come to life. So we're always very proud of our staff and appreciate their efforts in this work as well. I won't read all these to you, but they're lovely. And I think the final two, or the next two, I think, are just, we included some resources for you to look at later if you'd like to just get more information about our initiatives. And lastly, if anybody has any questions, and thank you for your time and allowing us to be here tonight. And we are very excited about moving our school forward these next 5 years.
Mr. Kingston?
Without having to come up here, maybe an email to all of us or Dr. Kelly, I'm really kind of interested in the student-parent conference. I think it's a really great idea, and if you folks found it was good, maybe it's something we do in other schools. But, you know, I guess be the guinea pig, I guess, and try it out and let us know how you like it. But I think it makes a lot of sense. Sure. Yeah. Well, no, just to have the parent come to a parent. I mean, I think a parent and a student could come to a parent-teacher conference without any other.
We can look into it.
No, I mean, like I said, if you say, gee, you know, we didn't find it to be successful, and I hope it is, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, we actually, and it could potentially be something that we, I don't know who's humming, but it might be something that we could share about at a school committee meeting next year, where it is.
I don't like to make you come extra work. I'm not trying.
Oh, no, I have to do it anyway. I got to do one. So I'm like, I think you picked my one. And I'll never forget this moment. Don't you worry.
No, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like to
Thank
play
you.
stuff too. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But this kind of hit me because, you know, I can think of like, you know, maybe that's a culture night or something. You have parent-teacher conference and then there's some food there or something that seems to draw people.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just on that point, Mr. Coyle, City Lab has been doing student-led conferences this year. They started piloting, but to Mr. Kingston's point, it might be interesting to partner with them and have parents of older students and parents of younger students come in and talk about what that experience was like.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. You're in.
So I just wanted to thank you both, and I also wanted to tell you, so we've been working on our 5-year strategic plan, and it was nice to see some of the things echoed. Dr. McCaba and Dr. Kelly can affirm this, echoed in your plan that we have in ours. In particular, I'm thinking of the productive struggle. Yeah, I love seeing that. It's like we're all in tune.
Yep.
And the vision statement was very similar.
Awesome.
Definitely. Yeah,
That's
good
great.
stuff. It was like, do you guys have like a
I have no inside scoop, I promise.
I'm only kidding, but thank you both so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
So I do think that we need the committee to vote to accept their innovation plan.
Yep.
If
I'll put a motion. Motion to accept the Paul Revere Schools Innovation Plan for the next 5 years.
Second.
Second, roll call, please.
Mr. Caggiano?
Yes.
Mr. Kingston?
Yes.
Barry Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Mayor Keefe?
Yes.
And Mr. Mayor, the last item on the superintendent's report, I'm actually going to table until the July meeting, as I explained to the committee during the committee of the whole meeting. The state has released new guidelines on competency determination, what the requirements are for that, for students who don't quite meet graduation requirements. But they have not sent us in writing the documents yet. I should have that in the next day or two, so I think postponing till the July meeting is the appropriate thing to do.
You make a motion to table or?
So moved. We have, really, just, I think we already went through the Ways and Means Subcommittee and the motions from the Ways and Means. So unfinished business, yeah. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
So ordered.
Good job.
Have a good evening.